Твое желание скоро исполнится. Иди ко мне.
This is a calling of false promises leading stalkers deeper into the sarcophagus of the CMPP. The last voice a stalker who wandered too far into the center of the zone will hear before their minds are microwaved and overwritten by a force only known as psi energy. A psychic field that scrambles thought, erases memory, and implants devotion. Some victims become husks, zombified, stripped of higher brain function. Others retain motor control, but not their identity. Their memories wiped from existence, their will shattered, only being able to mutter simple phrases, and they all refer to each other as brother. Both fates are among the most cruel ways the zone consumes a man. The ones lucky enough to retain their motor functions, they become obedient slaves to the sea consciousness, which was an experiment conducted by 6 scientists who fused their minds together into a hive mind in an attempt to control the noosphere and bring world peace. But if you are in any way familiar with the zone, you know that wasn't the way the experiment worked out. These unlucky stalkers that were brainwashed by the sea consciousness were twisted into fanatic zealots, also known as the Monolith, a quasi-religious cult of whom their god is the Monolith, also known as the Wish Granter or the Great Crystal. They were purposely created by the sea consciousness to protect themselves and the zone, and they are the most dangerous faction in the zone to come across. They are immune to psi energy and emissions, while other stalkers have to bear shelter. They feel no fear, show no emotion. Pain means nothing to them. As long as their brain is functioning, they're still coming for you until you're dead. And if they risk capture, they kill themselves without hesitation, pulling a grenade's pin or bashing their skulls into the dirt until nothing remains. But every once in a while, the sea consciousness has plans for certain individuals. These individuals are known as agents of the Monolith. Mind and memory not fully erased. They can mask their true intentions and walk among stalkers in secret. They are sleeper soldiers, waiting for a signal. The Wish Granter was created by the sea consciousness as a diversion to call and lead stalkers away from the sea consciousness. Any stalker willing to journey too close to the center of the zone will be called upon by the Wish Granter, promising them one wish, anything beyond their wildest dreams. From unlimited power, unfathomable wealth, to world peace. Only for the stalker to envision horrifying hallucinations and converting them into a monolith fanatic. There was once a massive radar installation known as the Brain Scorcher that served the same purpose of emitting psi energy to brainwash stalkers, but it was shut down by the legendary stalker known as S.T.A.L.K.E.R, also known as the Marked One. If any stalker would manage to make it to the sarcophagus where the sea consciousness is located, they would have to deal with hordes of Monolith. This group of Monolith is referred to as Crystal, protecting it at all costs. It's rumored between stalkers that the path to the sarcophagus runs red with the blood of those who have tried. Anywhere the Monolith have been, they leave an eerie mark on the zone. Statues of twisted figures constructed to act like antennas to communicate with their god. These statues are central to their rituals, and often Monolith stalkers will fall into a trance-like state, chanting and swaying around them in reverence, paying no mind to anything around them. Any stalker who may unfortunately run into one of these statues may never return. However, the Monolith's only leg up isn't just their sheer fanatical will to protect the Monolith at any cost. If a Monolith soldier is severely injured, they have access to a healing device known as the Regenerator. It can restore their bodies to full health, but it works exclusively for Monolith troops, a major advantage that keeps them a step ahead of anyone who dares to challenge them. Monolith soldiers are also the most well-equipped faction in the zone. Some rumors point to them receiving their weapons and armor from smugglers outside the zone, granting them access to the most advanced weaponry and armor, such as exosuits and the all-powerful Gauss rifle. However, one stalker was able to defeat the Monolith forces, breaching the CMPP and destroying the sea consciousness in 2012. Once again, the legendary stalker known as S.T.A.L.K.E.R. After this occurred, stalkers who were brainwashed by the sea consciousness were freed. Their memories still wiped, not remembering the person they were before the Monolith or during the time they were a Monolith, left wandering the zone without a purpose. Some banded together to form the faction Noontide, or Noon for short, founded by the ex-Monolith soldier Strider. Now they mostly mind their own business secluded on Wild Island, looking out for each other, bonded by their past. However, most stalkers still don't trust them, some even going on witch hunts for them. And rumor has it that there's a rift arise between two leaders of Noontide. I'll leave you to figure out what happens next. Even though Stalker 2 has been out for a while, I know many of you are still waiting for updates before diving into the game fully, so I'm not going to spoil anything major. Just remember, the zone never forgets, and neither does the Monolith. I'm Tarks. I make videos on topics and games I think are interesting. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this short deep dive into the Monolith faction. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to add anything about the Monolith, and I will see you in the next one.